Now it's time for your Melanin moment. What's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, and it is time for your overdue Melanin moment, which was supposed to be posted on yesterday. But this new schedule of working overnight got me kind of off a little bit. I got to get used to it just for this week only, hopefully. I'm going to bring you guys this Melanin moment. Yesterday was National Daughter Day. No, over the weekend was National Daughter Day. And yesterday I posted a video of my daughter's highlights from the weekend for basketball, and I said that her journey through basketball has been one that even at 16 is a testimony, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I felt like somebody can get something from it and be blessed as I share her journey with her, which I know is going to be a journey once she officially signs her letter of intent. We are praying that God grants her the scholarship that He sees fit to grant her, not what she wants, not what we want, but what He has designed for her, and she'll be able to share that testimony. But I want to give y'all a little bit up until this point, and I ain't talking bad about nobody, I ain't speaking down on nobody. I'm just saying this is what happened to her. When I first started playing basketball, her dad actually signed her up, and I thought it was a horrible idea because Nia had no coordination, no skill, and it was just not going to work. She was 12 years old. She actually started playing when I started playing, and I thought, hey, it's a little bit too late, and I was just like, this is a bad idea. I have video when she started playing, and it was horrible. And I'm talking about my own child. Yes, I said horrible. I mean, I know you're supposed to encourage your kids and everything, and I did. I encouraged. I said, hey, if this is what you want to do, you got to get faster, you got to get stronger, you got to get better, you got to study the game, you got to do this, you got to do that. But she wasn't doing none of that, and I said, this ain't gonna work out because this ain't no social hour. We paying for this, and if this is something that you really want to do, you really got to put the work in, and your mindset got to change. And for a couple of years it didn't. She started out playing a little brick ball, and then one of the coaches noticed her, and he had a travel team, and he wanted her to come be a part. He called her talent raw, which meant that, you know, they could work with that, and that was good for a little while, but she was playing behind some people that actually knew how to play. They had been playing for a while, and I was just like, still, this ain't gonna work. But as time went on and progressed, Nia began to really change her mindset and started playing the way that they were asking of her, things that they were asking of her, she started doing, and it made me think that maybe, just maybe, she is going to do her best when it comes to basketball. I was cool with that. But being on this team had some struggles because she would be a part of some teams where she would have to play behind some people. And I know, you know, everybody got to start from the bottom, but a lot of times the people that they went and got were doing and making some of the same mistakes that Nia was making. And not only that, Nia had been on the team for almost about two and a half years, and she's still playing behind people that were no longer playing for the organization. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why you would try to go out and get somebody when you have somebody here that you recruited and you said, this is raw talent and I think that she would be amazing, but you don't want to put the work into her. You want to go get somebody else. Now, I understand it's all about building your organization, but you got to be loyal to who's being loyal to you. And so her dad did get upset and went off on the coach and everything, and one of the other coaches had to stand in the gap because her dad wasn't having it. You know, that's his daughter, and you just not finna mess my daughter over just because you got your own agenda. Now, we did allow Nia to stay on the team, and we said, hey, we're going to stick this thing out. I know that Nia's loyalty and her prayers are going to get her exactly where she needs to be. And so that went on for a couple of years. She even played on the team. They only had 6 girls, and they won almost every championship possible that year. We were so proud of them, and we were thinking, hey, this team just sticks together. There's no telling what can happen with the coaching, doing what the coaching is doing. And, you know, it was a good time for Nia. Nia felt like, you know, she was really a part of something. And then people's agendas start setting in. And this past year, Nia was one of the veterans on the team, and we started noticing that she was sitting on the bench longer than she usually would sit. And I'm like, okay, is she being disrespectful? Is she just not getting it? Y'all tell us, because if she's not cutting it, then we need to go ahead and remove her. And they were like, no, Naya has a skill set that, you know, nobody else on the team has, and she's very valued, and there are times when we set things up for her. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, I wasn't seeing this stuff, but I'm sitting there taking the words of coaches that have coached her for the past 4.5 years. I didn't sit in on every practice, so I didn't know exactly what he was talking about, but I do know that my daughter has a passion and a love for basketball. So if she's not cutting it, then you need to just tell us to save us some time and money. We can go get her a trainer, or we can just move to another team. It really didn't make me no difference. But it all came to a head when Naya was out of town, and she called me crying because of some things that were said to her that I know, had I or her father been standing there, they probably would not have been said. And I decided to remove her from that situation. Now, I know that a lot of people say, hey, did I go to the coaches? Did I find out what's going on? Absolutely. The Bible says that when you have an ought with your brother, you're supposed to go to them. And I wanted a conversation, but the coach turned me down. I did my job. I removed my daughter from that situation and got her on a flight. She was 10 hours away. And there's nothing that could possibly hurt a parent more than to know that your child is hurting emotionally, and you can't be there to soothe that. So I removed my child from that situation completely. No more playing for the organization, no more playing for this team, no more playing for these coaches that she had been playing for since she was 12 years old. Naya is about to be 17. These are people that we have developed relationships with. We've been over their house, we have ate with them, we have laughed with them, we prayed with them. These are people that we trusted with our daughter. Now, I'm not saying that these are bad people. I'm just saying that when agendas get caught up in stuff, and you go against what God has designed, then things are gonna go awry. But thankfully, I have a praying daughter, and my daughter began to pray, and she said, Mom, it's gonna be all right. There's a team for me, there's a coach for me, and even if there isn't, like my Aunt Gwen always says, that God has every scholarship, God has every opportunity. And so I began to be encouraged by my daughter's words. And I said all of that, and I gave y'all all of that story to say this: listen, it don't matter what situation you started off in. You can think this is the best job you have ever had, and then somebody comes in, they making more money than you are, and they doing less work, and somebody else's agenda then got all caught up in the system, and you trying to figure out, wait a minute, why did we deviate from the script? What am I doing wrong? And now I'm on the back burner, and somebody else is getting some shine. You may think that that relationship is the best relationship that you are in right now, that you have ever been in your entire life, and you are trying to understand, well, why you don't say you love me no more? Why we don't go out? Why we don't do this? Why do I take a back burner to your friends? Why do I take a back burner to your job? Why do I take a back burner to things that you said you don't even do, but all of a sudden you just into them? When people's agendas get in the way of God's purpose, things like that can happen. But this past weekend, I played in Pennsylvania with a team where the gentleman had actually asked me to bring Naya on 2 years ago, and I said no, we're a part of this team, we've been a part of this team, we're a loyal family. He respected it, he backed off. But as soon as one of the other young ladies told me, said, hey, Naya don't even play for that team no more, you should try to get her over here with us. He called me, he talked to me, and we had a conversation, and I said, listen, I just need my daughter to be coached effectively. I don't need somebody talking down on her. Now, I know coaches are going to say, I used to play basketball, I know coaches are going to say some of the craziest stuff that you will ever hear. I know that there are going to be things said that even the parents can't control, but I need for my daughter to be groomed up and to understand that if she wants to play basketball at a collegiate level, even at a professional level, that she has to be somewhere, and I need her self-esteem and her confidence to line up with that. And he said, Mrs. Taylor, I got you. And so Naya went and played this past weekend, and when I tell y'all that is the best basketball showing that I've seen from my daughter, and now you got some highlights, but that is the best basketball showing that I have seen from my daughter. Not one time did she drop her head. Not one time did she feel like she did not belong. Not one time did she wonder, why am I here? It was the best basketball showing for me that I have seen in the 4.5 years that she's been playing. Now, I'm not just saying that because she's on a new team. I'm not saying that just because the people were good to her, the families were welcoming, the team was accepting. I'm saying that because when God got something lined up for you, I don't care what situation that you're in. You could even be in a bad situation and God blesses that. But when God has something lined up for you, he has a purpose and a call on your life. It don't matter what agenda somebody got. It don't matter how nobody feel about you. God's works, God's will are going to be performed and established in your life. So you can't worry about what it looked like just because you getting looked over, passed up. The opportunities are there, but it seems like they don't want you to have them. That's the situation that my daughter was in. It don't matter. God got the final say so. So I said all that to say, wait your turn. That's what my daughter has as a testimony at 16 years old. Wait your turn. I can't tell you how many emails we've got from coaches since this weekend. And how many opportunities, how many people want her to come and sit in on practices and tour campuses. Because when God got something for you, it ain't nothing the devil in hell can do to stop it. I don't care what situation you are in. God's word is going to come to pass. And so I hope that and pray. I hope and pray that encourages somebody on today. Y'all be blessed out here in these COVID streets. Vaccinated or unvaccinated, please wear your mask. It don't make no sense for you to think that the vaccination is a cure. Okay, they just saying that your symptoms will be less. That don't mean go out there and catch it. That means stay safe. Put your mask on. Stay out of them crowds. It ain't no reason for us to be jumping up on each other anyway. Please be safe out here in these streets. Do not be a statistic. Pray for your family. I'm praying for y'all. Hope y'all praying for me. I'll see y'all soon for another Melanin Moment.